Aha!
Whatever, camera Mendy. Hello. All right, everybody go ha ha all at once. 1, 2, 3. Ha ha. Mendy was late. Yes, you know how she is.
No.
Lawrence
was in the bathroom.
I had to pee, camera Mendy. At my age, we've discussed this in the past.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need that information.
So we are here at the Marvelous Games and Stuff. Oh, camera Mendy, we figured out the name of the dungeon that we're doing for the game show.
What's that?
Yes, it's Gamsustuf. Yes,
Gamsustuf.
Yes.
Okay.
The ruins of Gamsustuf. Yes.
Okay, I like it. Very nice.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you're going to get some practice at games and stuff running the game show. So maybe by the time we get to Genghis Khan, you'll actually remember how it goes.
I don't. Well, who needs rules? Probably not. So listen, so we are here, camera Mendy. First of all, it's magnificent. The line was wrapped all the way around the back of the place. I mean, it's crazy. People are running all over. It's a great thing. Happy birthday, 25th birthday to Games and Stuff. Yes, if we had booze, we'd all drink it, but I only have coffee.
Booze was last night.
Booze, yeah, yeah, a little booze last night. Oh, look, there we are. Yes, there's Jeff. We didn't get Paul. So Paul is the owner of Games and Stuff, and Jeff is, I think, their general manager. But Paul is going to poke his nose in here. He's doing trivia out there right now for everyone. And so there we are in front of the cube here at the adventure. Yes.
And what a wonderful cube it is, and that wonderful artwork.
Yes. So this character next to me, if you all don't know, this is Chet Minton. And Chet is a magnificent artist, indeed did create. Go back to the cube, camera Mendy.
Okay, hold on.
And we're going to show some of Chet's artwork too. Yes, we're going to do that.
Yes, I have Chet's artwork.
Yeah, so Chet, actually, you made that cube. Yes, that does all your artwork.
Yeah, so it's all the sides, all the way around, different angles.
Oh, that's a terrible.
That's a great picture.
It's kind of ruining the cube.
Right no.
I know. I don't have another picture of the cube just to show, but I have Lawrence in front of the cube, and you can see the detail.
It's hot cube action.
It does look like Lawrence is standing in an inconvenient location.
By the God, man, those pants.
He said it was air conditioning. Yeah, he's so hot.
It's the flow through. Yeah, well, anyway, it's not good, but the cube is good. I mean, what's great about the cube is you can't see him because behind Lawrence, one of the adventurers has got partially his face out, and then if you see his boot sticking out of the cube, and everything else has been absorbed. And what's wonderful about it is, of course, all these little details that you do.
Yeah.
What's your favorite detail in the cube?
I like the side that has all the little rats that got sucked in, and some of them are still outside getting sucked in. Their facial expressions. So yeah, a little whimsy there.
And that, of course, pushed us to the Mornwood, which you have on your chest right there, which is another cube, right?
Let's not zoom in on this.
Ooh, washboard.
Yeah, another hot gooey guy.
Okay, I want to know who's sitting next to you. Hello, sir.
So this is Brandon.
Yes, Brandon. I'm actually on your Discord as Liquid Wolf, but having a great time. And I got lucky enough to meet these guys and be able to attend the 25th anniversary today.
So Brandon was wearing one of our Gooey Hawaiian shirts, which we were very pleased to see.
It was my birthday yesterday, and my wife was like, "Look, you've got enough stuff from them here. You're going to get a shirt as well."
That's awesome. I love that.
So it was just his birthday. His birthday was yesterday, and mine is on Wednesday. Yay!
It's a birthday crew.
Birthday all at the same time.
Aquarian crew now.
Yeah, I know. This is the dawn
of the age of Aquarius.
Should not sing.
The age of Aquarius.
But you're doing much better.
It's the age of the goo.
Yes. So camera Mendy, did like everyone drop off when we started singing right there? We lost all our.
You gained 100 viewers. You should sing
more.
Whoa!
Let's keep singing.
It went from 100 to 2. You and Mandy are the only ones.
I can't sing.
So we're not going to keep Brandon for long.
Okay.
Brandon has been running the Darkest Dream and Chapter 2, the Dread Mist Curse.
Chapter 2 is
the
Ballast of Spirits.
Ballast of Spirits. Excuse me. Yes, Chapter 4 is the Dread Mist Curse. My favorite cover, by the way. So been running it for 2 different groups. Yes. And what I thought was so fascinating is the 2 different directions. So just tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll get you out of here. So you just tell us kind of what's going on. I'll ask some questions. And there's like 3,000 people viewing right now, 4,000, 5,000 people, something like that.
No stress.
Don't be stressed. So the first group is currently finishing up their time in the woods of chapter 2. And one of the interesting things that they've done, they've had a blast with it, is when they realized there was danger all around them, they started trying to figure out how to use that danger against each other. So as a DM, I had to sit there and adapt, and like it was a lot easier for me to do it with all the stuff you guys have, to be able to just let them corral the zombies towards another group that they knew was in the area, or how to deal with being the ambush by the Werverines.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that was another one. They tried to make use of that with the elk stampede that came through. Right. So stuff like
So
that.
I actually know that there has been another party that actually tried to use the elk stampede against monsters, which I thought, again, see, and this is the thing about game mastering, right? Which many of you all know, because we have so many experienced game masters who watch our stuff, right? Is the adaptability, because the players really are helping you tell the tale, right? This idea that you're telling the tale isn't true, even if it's relatively scripted, because they always go off the script.
They do. They do. Which is what I'm having to deal with. What we had a discussion about earlier is I've got 2 different groups now. So one group is still in chapter 1, but they're geared more for the backstory with Darkenhaven. Sorry, Mornwood. They're geared more for Mornwood. Whereas this first group has more direction towards Darkenhaven because they saw the guy fall out of the airship.
Yeah, the airship.
And so they're like, we want to know more about what's going on there. So now I've got same story, but the 2 groups are going to go in 2 different directions at some point. And I'm not going to stop them. I'm going to encourage it.
Absolutely.
It's been a blast, and they've loved. We went from running it from once every 2 to 3 weeks. They now run this game every week.
Wow.
So every Wednesday, because they realized, well, this is only chapter 1. This is only chapter 2. Let's keep going. I'm going, okay. What am I going to put in the meantime? Is it Mornwood, Darkenhaven, Gloomport? And so I'm trying to figure out what comes next for the groups.
Yeah. So, well, it's, for me, the thing that I love about the tales is that I always hear this, right? Is how they went this way. They did that, right? By the way, your group is not the first to get kind of, oh, there comes, oh, hello, you want a donut? We're in the donut room. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So we might get a few visitors. Is there any good donuts left? Well, you better get that one.
I really like hearing from people who are actually playing through the campaign and like getting real time feedback in terms of like how you're using the materials and the unique experience of running 2 campaigns in the same world but having them veer in different directions. That's really fun for us to hear. So
yes, magnificent. Awesome. It goes along with that wonderful post that we just got in the den just a couple days ago, which is
I have it.
Oh, so we're just commercializing Gooey Cube like crazy right now. Yes. All right. We're going to let Brandon go. Brandon, thank you. Really, truly. I appreciate you. Yes, very, very much. And
have a good day.
And we'll be here. Are you joining the game show?
Absolutely.
All right.
See if you win a prize or 2. Much love. Thank you. So anyway, so what I love about what Brandon was saying, because I totally agree with this, is that if we can equip game masters, right, which is our goal, to equip these game masters, and then let the players run, right? And then because the tales get so much better when you involve their backstories, and you know what I'm talking about.
And you have so many elements, so many different things that they can take as a dungeon master where they're not scrambling at the last second.
Yes, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, just because the portrait is named Schmerg Mergelstein doesn't mean it can't be Frigel Hagenstow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to say, you're not using my portrait enough in your advertising. I think that would help sell more.
I will absolutely use it more often.
So I sent a message to Carrie and to AJ today, because I think I want to get Chet into Guys and Gags in the environs. Chet's dwarf, because I think it's perfect for the area, and I don't think we've used Chet's dwarf yet. We were going to use it, I think, in Gloomport.
No, he was always supposed to be in Guys and Gags. He's one of our legends.
Oh, well, then I guess I didn't know that, but I'm glad for that.
He's all over our Kickstarter.
But wasn't Chet's? Is he? Are you sure, Camel Mendy? See how smart I am. I don't remember that, and I did.
I actually don't remember that either.
The Kickstarter stuff myself, because Chet's portrait was done long ago, right? We did your portrait.
Yeah, this.
Let's see.
So that was 2. Yeah, that was like 2 Gary Cons.
I was going to say, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, that's actually when I first met you, face to face. Yeah.
Yeah, so Chet does wonderful artworks, and we're going to show some of his artworks today, and we're glad to have him. So at least if Mandy did a good job. By the way, Mandy, you're looking really good. Your hair's all up. Where's it? You know, what's going on with the
I
sort of
can't wear a
refined
hat
look
with
to
these
it?
headphones, so
I was going to say, is that on the bingo card? Mandy with no
no,
hat.
Mandy with no
we're not doing
No.
bingo this week. So I took a poll on Facebook, and I think we're gonna do every other week. So you see, here are your legends, and right here is Chet Minton's portrait.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you were stuck there in the middle
Yeah,
of that damn
stuck
thing.
here
You're
in
right
the
next to me,
middle of-
Chet. Hey,
Oh, right
Yes.
next to Camera
in the
Mandy.
place of honor.
Awesome.
Camera
Yeah.
Mandy, I don't think you're in Guys and Gags right now.
No, I don't. Well, you're the one who's insisting that I go there, but I'm already in Darkenhaven and Gloomport. So
All right, so maybe we'll pull you out and put someone else. Someone will complain then. They'll be like, "How come Camera Mandy
I don't think
wasn't in the Guys
I
and
don't
Gags?"
think anyone's going to care. Oh wow, I love
I
this.
did make sure that your portrait was front and center on the Gooey table out here, so you are
Oh,
right there,
thank
Mandy.
you.
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate it. So,
So it is.
yes.
I got to tell you. So Chet, before we go onto your artworks, I mean, this is an amazing game store.
It's huge.
I
I
mean,
couldn't
like-
believe it. And then we go into other rooms and it's even bigger. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow.
So they have a full-on massive retail area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive.
And,
I mean, right,
it's
this is-
just full of people right now.
Yeah. And
Tons.
then they have the back room, which is
Yeah.
almost as big as the retail room,
Also full of people.
which has tables.
Yeah.
Because they have all this gaming. So we're going to be doing gaming. So this is the back room, and this was just when people were coming in. Literally,
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and the store had been open for like
5 minutes at most.
yeah, yes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these people pouring in here, and you could hear them on the other side, the
Yeah.
throng on the
Yeah,
other side.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have
So-
to take a lot of pictures and put them up in the den so we can see
So
what all is going on.
I've been officially made the photo man at the con, so he can just do his charismatic
Ah.
and bring people right over.
Chet, does your art skills, does it transfer over to photography?
Oh yeah, composition wise. Sure,
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
I would have to work with certain elements that might not be as appealing, but
Yeah.
We have another donut person.
yes.
Hi, donut person.
Not a
Okay.
donut, a coffee.
Do you want to go
Oh,
through
you
this?
get to get another cup because this was the last of the cups.
He's talking to someone
It's
completely
definitely not warm.
off camera.
Yes,
So
so
we
we
are-
got Dunkin' Donuts coffee this morning. The wonderful people at Games and stuff did Dunkin' Donuts and coffee, but it's been around for a while now, and so the coffee is a little lukewarm.
He needs to put something in the coffee. That's
Yeah, I know.
a
Where's the
little
scotch,
touch.
Chet? This
Yeah.
is why I always ask these questions. Anyway, but cameraman, you did put that up, and I do want to go back to that because this
Which one?
This is the one you said about not going back to vanilla D&D again. 'Cause
Oh, I
do-
will. Well, do you want me to go back to it right now?
No,
I
no, it's
can-
okay. Well, you had it
yeah.
up, so I was just gonna.
It's in the slide deck here.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's go. So this is Adrian who did this marvelous image, and Adrian's a wonderful artist as well. You know
Yeah,
Adrian,
yeah.
yes,
It's great. art.
and posts art for us as well. On in the Gooey Den, and Adrian is wonderful. And this is not a good situation.
Yeah, no, this is classic dungeon crawler. I'm
Okay.
screwed.
How do you get out of this? I'm asking the audience. So you're in the situation. Are you dead, or do you have a way to get out? And let's say you're let's put them at level 7. Level 7, what? What do you think?
Well, at least you got a free arm, right? You got a free arm, and it looks like you might even have a free leg.
Do you think
It's
this
hard
guy's
to tell.
a spellcaster?
No. I
Okay,
think it's-
so
I
He looks like a warrior.
I
or
feel
something.
Barbarian?
because
Barbarian,
I don't have
okay.
an arm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it
level
looks
7
crush-
barbarian.
Crushing damage there.
I mean, if he's strong enough, he's just going right up at the
Yeah.
face, right, with that free arm.
I
right?
hope he's not alone.
Yeah, that's a real
Yeah.
problem, right? Because there's no weapon right there, right? It's really,
Yeah.
and it's interesting thing, as I read about these pythons, these massive constrictor snakes,
Hmm.
right? So you think, why can't you just stab them with your finger or tear their skin or all
Hmm.
that stuff?
Yeah.
No, they are way tougher than you think in terms of trying to do that. Because if you think about it, these damn things are literally constricting animals with horns,
Yeah.
much harder than your fingers and all of that kind of stuff.
And their genetic makeup has been this way for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, they know how to squish you.
Yeah.
So definitely avoid pythons at all costs. So this is a very important thing. I agree with that. That they headbutt.
Headbutt.
Yeah, really. Yes, he needs Gooey reward card. Belinda, well played.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Rage and pray. Yes.
I mean, I think this all comes down to how well you roll, and then like Gragnick said, hopefully your party's gearing up in the background to do something epic.
Yeah, I agree with
So
Hunter.
vicious mockery.
Chris, much love, my friend, much love to you and your family, much love. So let us look at the next thing, cameraman, because this was kind of fun. This was
Oh, yes.
Kaya posted this for us. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
this is in Africa.
a missionary is doing Gooey Cube. Where are they? Zambia and Malawi. So
I can't read it, so you have to say it. But I think
Yeah.
It was yes.
So anyway, I just liked the picture of him showing off the handouts, and you got Jesus in the background, and I just thought it was fun that they're spreading the goo all over the world whilst on mission trips.
Spreading religion of the goo.
And goo. It's both.
Yeah.
Well, maybe goo is religion, so I
Yes,
wonder
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Anyway, no, it's magnificent. Thank you, Kaya, for this wonderful post, and the fact that we're getting played. Oh, and then there's those
Oh,
people.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So this is the new thing.
Yes.
This is the new
throwing
thing.
up the cube.
Yeah.
Throwing
This
up
is
the
the new thing.
cube.
This is no. They said cube up or something like
Cube.
that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's the cube.
Yeah.
So this is the new thing we are doing. Yes.
I don't look
Cameraman?
as good as Devin does. So cube.
Well, he's got that look. He's got.
I
that-
know he's got.
Lawrence told me how to do the upper lip in the stance, so I got my picture taken in front of the cube doing the cube. So
I gotta
Yes.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. We've got a whole library of wonderful
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So, all right, let's keep going. So, anyway, Mel and Lawrence and Devin look pretty. What the heck? I didn't see this one, cameraman. Jim put this up. What is it?
Yeah, so basically, he says for those of us who can't afford a ton of minis, they can be printed out for free, and they're little foldable mini cards that like you would put into those little cheap stands, or you could just like spread out the so it's all foldable. So you print it
Yeah,
out, you
Couldn't you
fold
make
it,
them just an A frame? You could make
Yeah.
them an A frame, yes.
yeah. So or you can make a little triangle and like just glue the bottoms together, and
Yeah.
that way you have like minis, even if they're not technically like the resin or metal kind. So.
yeah, I did a bunch of these for RPG Crate, and they have little tiny stands for.
Oh, they
these.
actually
Yeah,
put them in them.
for, and you can get them for board games and stuff like that. And you could probably get them on Amazon, like 100 of them for a couple bucks.
Well, I still remember. So I think the first metal miniature. I'm trying to remember this, but I think I'm right. The first metal miniature that I ever bought was one of those Grenadier boxes,
Okay.
those Grenadier box
Yeah.
sets, and I think it had the Goofy Beholder in it, with all the because the way they cast it,
Yeah.
the stalks weren't
Yeah.
sticking up; they were
Yeah.
all stuck
Yeah,
along
yeah,
the side
yeah.
of the
They're-
beholder's
yeah,
face. So it looked
twisted on
more
the
like
side.
dreadlocks
Yeah,
or
yeah.
hair or something like that, right? And I mean, in fairness, this is the 1970s,
Well, and the molding techniques.
right?
Then, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
They were dreadful.
Because I remember having to clean off the mold.
Yes, you had to shave
yeah,
off
yeah,
all the stuff.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
Okay, I
Chet
have a
is not as
question.
old as I, but he is old.
I have a question for you, for
Yes.
all of our gamers. Who is good at downsizing their stuff after they get new stuff? Like, because like I find it very difficult, even if I'm never going to use something again, I find it very difficult to like give it away if it's part of my D&D stuff. So, because it's like I could use that down the road. So, who's good at actually going through and like, do you still have those from like when you first started Alphinius, or like?
I have not, unless something got lifted. You know what they say, lifted. You
Yes.
know, lifted from a convention
Yeah.
or someplace that I went. I still got it. I don't believe there is a single thing, even though Ms. Goo is regularly pushing on me to diminish.
So when I went away to basic training for the Army, I came home and found out my mom had thrown out all my comic books, all my Star Wars figures, and all my minis. Yes. Unfortunately, she left all my D&D books because they were books.
Because there were books.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to tell you a story. So this is a true story. Now I want you all to listen. Yeah, I agree with that. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. But listen to this. This is unbelievable. So my father, who I was born, my father was in World War II. You know
Yeah,
that,
you were
right?
telling me all about him
And
yesterday.
he was
Yeah.
a kid. He was a kid. He was born in 1919. No, 1914. 1919. He was born in 1919. And he loved comic books.
Mm.
But my dad was this meticulous guy. So this is very important when you hear what I'm about to tell
Yeah,
you.
I
okay?
hope I
So
know
my
what you're
father was
talking-
very meticulous and took really good care. He says, I took great care of my comic
Mm.
books. I didn't thrash them. They weren't in bags because they didn't have bags.
Yeah, of
but he
course,
said, I
yeah.
took very good care of it. This is Alphinius going off the rails for all of you who wonder about it on the thing. But this is a great story. Now listen.
Well, we're not doing bingo, so
I know bingo next week.
it doesn't count for anything.
We'll
But
still
this-
call them out though.
No, but listen, this is going to blow your mind. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. And somebody who's good at Googling, Google what the last price for a first edition Superman sold for. Just Google that real quick when you get a chance. Somebody in the chat, Google that. So my father goes away to war.
Some of them are like 5, 12,000.
Oh yeah, it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, like the first number one
Yeah.
Superman in
Action comic.
in mint condition, it's hundreds
Yeah,
of thousands
yeah,
of dollars.
yeah.
In fact, I think it's
I
millions.
think it's 4 million.
I think it's millions.
yeah,
That was the last one I
yeah.
saw. So Google the first Superman comic that was ever made. Google that thing in mint or near mint condition and see what it's over.
So
I think it's
yeah,
millions.
First Action Comics #1 issue.
Yeah,
I
Action
see
Comics.
one on eBay for 2.4.
Yeah, there you go.
million.
You're getting in the
And
right
that,
range.
and that might not even be mint
Mint
condition.
condition.
Yeah, because I think the last one went up. Christie's was 4 million for near mint condition.
So my dad says he had
Yeah.
the first 5 Supermans. He knows that for sure.
Yep.
So the first 5,
Yeah.
1 through 5.
Oh my God, our heart's about to get broken. What happened? I'm so scared. Okay,
What?
go. Oh, just about what
Yes.
happened here.
Oh yes. He believes he had the first Batman. He believes he doesn't
Yeah.
remember. He didn't
Okay.
remember for sure when he told me that, but he said I had all these Action Comics from the first publications.
Yeah.
He went away to war,
Oh.
and Grandma threw them all away.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh.
And this is why Ms. Goo is wrong.
Yeah.
If you're watching Ms. Goo, you are wrong. Throw away nothing.
oh my gosh.
My dad used to tell me, he said, son, my entire retirement could have been in 5 little comic books.
But you didn't know that then either.
No, you didn't
yeah.
know. But that's what I tell everybody when they get a signature of Alphinius Goo, it's worth absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah. So when I was doing after my parents passed away, I was getting their house ready to sell on the market, and I went into this attic crawl space, and I found the Millennium Falcon from the 1980s. So I was
Wow.
really excited about that, and I did not tell my brother about it because it was his, and I have it.
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you're learning about here first.
Aw.
I saw Pee Wee. Did Pee Wee put up there that it was 6 million last sold?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
6 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I remember all this. So it was quite a thing. Anyway, so first little part.
Yes.
The damn snail. You see
I don't
that?
know. Escargot, I think he's level. Let's give him
Zero.
level
Level 0.
12,
Push him.
level 13. Do snails level up differently than humans? That would be the question.
So,
Or
so
other
as the-
species.
as their shell gets bigger and more beautiful, they're higher level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chet, of course, do you have the escargot from Chet? Did you happen to bring that?
I
Did you
don't
grab
have
that?
it on me, I don't think.
I have it
Yeah.
out on the table.
Oh, Lawrence might have to go grab one.
No,
That
no.
Yeah.
is- he's having a donut. He might as well, eat his donut on his trip.
Sorry
grab
to
the
interrupt
escargot.
your donut, Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who,
The
who?
first break Lawrence got to take, which is true.
Well, those guys, they drove, pretty much straight
Yeah.
through, and it was against my orders, by the way,
Oh.
impertinent bastards that they are. So they drove they stayed like 2 hours, Mandy. They slept for like 2 hours in the damn gas station. So I'm very frustrated about that, right? They were not supposed to do that. So this is very important, Mr. Toast.
I believe this is Austin.
It is Austin. Of course it's Austin. Mr. Toast. Listen to me, Mr. Toast.
Uh-huh.
There is no snail. Oh, yes. Can you see it? Hold it close.
Here, let me take this all down. Give me a second. There you go.
Yeah, it's in reverse image. But
So
that's fine.
Chet drew escargot in a most magnificent way, and this
And
was
he's in
included-
Darkenhaven.
This was
Yeah.
put in
But-
Darkenhaven.
But turn
not
over the back.
mentioned anywhere.
Turn over
Oh,
the
yeah.
back.
Oh, you got to turn over the back.
So it's a fun little Easter egg, and that little QR code takes people to the Gooey Den of Enlightenment. So, and I think read the back of it. What does it say? All right,
aside
not,
from the,
not the
from
whole.
curse words.
Yeah.
Escargood, Darkenhaven Memorial Candidate.
And it
Mayoral
says,
candidate, sorry.
this portrait is a rip of the hat. What is that? A tip of the hat. Oh, a tip of the hat or the shell to our fans who saw a snail and thought mayoral material. I don't like it at all. So somehow, Chet, you're here. Dennis,
Dennis,
of
yep.
course. Patrick is
Kennan,
involved
yeah,
with that,
Patrick
and
Kennan.
all the other goofballs.
Yeah.
Thank God for you and your marvelous artistic talents for Escargot. But I appreciate that you're not a snail supporter, even though you drew the snail.
You know, Patrick Kenny asked me and gave me money actually to draw that and color it in for some shenanigan points and
Yeah,
stuff.
you got a lot of shenanigan points for that.
So I was bribed into actually drawing it. Yes,
But
No,
it's
all
no,
good fun.
It's magnificent. Yes, and Belinda, you are right about this. The snail. And by the way, do you see what it says right there? The easy representation of the villain, meant to highlight cowardice, sliminess, and smaller than the hero. Yes.
Wow. I would assume that you would not take the easy way out for anything, Alphinius, when it comes to writing. So, and we all know where stereotypes lead us. So, you know,
Oh, yes, we
I
gotta
mean, if you
avoid
want to
that.
play into that, then fine.
Well,
Anyway.
listen, in a first level adventure, you don't want to go up always fighting a giant rat and that's it.
I agree with that.
I think a giant snail.
I'm
is
good. I'm
excellent.
good with giant snails, especially ones that have like bonus movement.
Yeah.
Right. So you think they're going to move like, and they go, right, like that kind of thing.
Or something like the original flail snail would have like that fluorescent burst
Yeah,
of
the
color and
burst.
blind everybody, and then start slamming it with its tentacles.
Yes. I got to tell you the truth. I have used them.
Yeah.
But they're really stupid.
Yeah. Well, flail snails will leave you alone if you leave them.
Yes,
alone.
that's right.
But
Don't mess
you
with
know, adventurers don't leave anybody
No,
alone.
of course not.
Yeah.
They have to
Yeah.
investigate every
Yeah.
damn
Where's
thing.
that treasure?
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about this, Chet. So this right
Yes.
here is one of the spreads, and Marvelous Carrie has been working diligently on, she's the foundational person, right? The foundational author for our environments book, and has been putting in tremendous amounts of hours. And there's this section, right? The Barrow Lords of Umbarthri, right, is part of the lore of the area, which we
Yes.
call the environs of Geisengag.
Yes.
And I think people are going to love these little tales that come in here and how the whole land was shaped and how it moved to this day. And I just wanted to show a spread. I
And
think,
it's a beautiful one too. That black, white, and red is just
Mhm.
popping.
yeah. Well, you're looking at the
Great
look,
composition.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, it really
Yeah.
is. Yes. So
These two
So,
are
of course-
geeking out over art. Go figure.
all right, what's next, cameraman D?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. So I did not see this one either. So I've been kind of out of communicado for about 24 hours, cameraman D, because of all that's going on out here.
So
what
it
is this?
says, I found so it's a picture of the door to Moria, right?
Of
Mine's
course, it's Moria, yes.
Yeah. I found my pizza delivery guy yelling "friend" at the door instead of ringing.
That's
Okay.
great.
So
He's
here's
really
the one
yelling
that you want to
tip.
talk. Yeah.
friend, give me a tip. So this, this is my nothing can give me more pleasure than reading these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And it's what I believe, right? I believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words. I believe that immersion can be aided by tools and preparation and other things like that, and which makes the game better, right? Because you're more there. And I just, you see this, and it almost, for me, it almost makes me tear up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
Fans for life.
well, and it's just, we had this dream, Mandy. You remember, you were there, and could we make adventures and take them a little more to the next level, And I don't want to throw shade on anyone, but could we provide something that was not really being provided, and it's to all of you who support us and give us all of the friendship and the telling other people and you and many others. We appreciate it greatly. So thank you. This kind of thing makes my day. I'm rambling. My apologies, but
Austin says, my house will be starting the campaign soon. My 12-year-old wants to play, and we're going to venture into the Carnival. And I think it is a good thing for, I think, like teenagers, I mean, and adults. But I mean, I think the setting is very appropriate for younger players. It's very visual, and anyone can kind of imagine a Carnival and what happens there. So
just tone that down at the end of chapter 3. Just
yeah, some censorship necessary. Also, we got this comment from Patrick, or anyway,
is Pee Wee Woo Patrick? Yes.
Yeah, I think it is Patrick. I think it is not Peter. Pee Wee Woo is Patrick. I think I am correct. Okay. There's Patrick and Peter and they're brothers. And infamously, I am terrible at mixing up which one lives where and the correct names. But
handles are a pain in the butt.
Huh?
Handles are a pain in the butt,
especially if people keep changing them.
Yeah, right.
Pee Wee Woo says yes, so I am on the right track. Okay. From Matisse and Dali to the Dutch masters, snails are rich in symbolism and surprisingly common in art. During the Renaissance, snails were seen as an image of the virgin birth, as people couldn't comprehend how they could possibly reproduce with their thick calcium carbonate shell. So that's one I've never heard before. So very interesting. Nature is interesting. I'm just saying, weird stuff out there.
Makes me want to explore more on how snails
reproduce. I know.
Well, I know how they reproduce, but I'm going to have to find some pastor somewhere and ask him about the snail and the virgin birth.
I believe that they're not all snails, but most snails are hermaphrodites. So they have
they can
both
go.
sexes.
They can go either way.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Nature, man.
What's next, cameraman? Oh, yes, this one.
Okay, so if anyone has any ideas.
Oh, dude, did you not see what was written down here? This
Which
is
one?
a major scam. What's going on with this? This is a major scam.
Well, tell me about it.
Is this the one that you put up? This is the one that requested
This
me?
is.
Oh, no, this is totally different.
This is Alexander asking for ideas about. He's writing the BBEG supplement for Guys and Gax.
Yes.
And he was just putting out for ideas of what other game masters would like to see in like a really big bad. So
yeah, there was some great ones. And if the chat wants to throw some things up and you can show that, because Alexander's really having a good time with this.
Yeah.
And we're trying to obviously give people a supplement that they can.
And no snails.
Yeah, no snails.
Oh my goodness. Well,
been done.
You can find Alexander. I think it's Alexander at gooeycube.com too. So if you want to email him directly. So what was the scandal that you're talking about?
It's the one where he got the friend.
Got a friend request from some young female.
Oh yeah.
I find your stuff very interesting.
Yes,
Can you send me a friend request?
Yeah, I get some of those too, and I'm like, I don't think that this is for me, but thank you. So, what is the scandal? What is the scam?
You go, Chet. Tell me.
Well, it's just bots trying to get your
right.
Yeah, because for some reason, sometimes people overseas don't know if Chet is a man or female. And I have like cartoons as my Facebook page. I've had ones where they're like retired. It's supposedly a retired U.S. general, and he's like, "Oh, you have such a pretty smile. I'd like to get to know you." And I'm like, "All right." Yeah.
Oh,
it's all Lawrence.
Lawrence is the one who's doing that. Anyway, so just so everyone understands, when you see one of those things that comes through and you don't know the person, if you haven't read the thing that we have up there, they're trying to get access to your friends list. They're trying to gain access because there's lots of things that people sometimes put on their Facebook page that could actually give hints as to what your passwords are. There's all kinds of stuff that they're doing in terms of the nefarious practices. So now the truth of the matter is I get friend requests all the time. And sometimes I don't know the people at all. I will look at their profile. I will also look, are they members of other groups? How long have they been on Facebook? And that will give you an idea. So if you friend me and you haven't been on Facebook very long and your profile is very thin and the pictures don't look right, you don't get a hello.
Just 6 pictures of a beautiful woman.
Yes.
Really into you.
Yes. Or a really hot dude. Yeah. Looking at you. Yes. Very.
I don't get those. That's just you.
You got the general, bro. You got the general.
Well,
Anyway, they do all kinds of things. So then once you friend them, they can actually send you a message and saying that they don't have any money and can you please help them? They've gone to jail. I mean, there's all kinds of craziness. So this was all spelled out.
Again, that was Lawrence when he was in jail.
I I've sent him money. He can't afford pants, as we noticed, right? He's got
Oh my
all those holes in
gosh.
those pants. Oh, this was cute. Yes.
Okay, so this is from Semaine, I think is how we say
Yes.
the name. Okay, anyway, but they're running a campaign for a pre-written module, not Gooey Cube, and they started putting in Darkenhaven NSREs, and it has caused their players to really be interested in Darkenhaven. So it's just a very cool story. So yeah, anyway,
Yep.
and I liked it. And then the video of the dog was eating a
Yes.
treat. It was adorable. So
Dogs and babies and kitties, right? This
Yes.
is the thing that apparently does the best on Facebook. Did you
Well,
know
I
that?
am definitely a cat person, so I watch a lot of cat videos almost every day.
Yes. Look at this. You look at you,
Yes.
Lawrence. You and Alexander here, right here. Yes. There you are.
with all of your crap. No, just kidding.
Oh, not
All of your-
all.
all of
This
your
is-
d-
it's not all. And don't
Uh-huh.
call. And listen, let's just slow our roll. Oh, here's Lawrence. I'll slide over.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk some smack.
So
right
wait,
now.
before you talk smack, I just got to say this. We do not call it crap, Mindy.
It is
because
not.
what-
I know. It is
what if our
gorgeous.
What if our marvelous Stefano was watching and you're calling the Dwarven Forge, which is the greatest terrain ever made, you're calling it crap?
I think Stefano knows I'm just making a joke because it is absolutely gorgeous. But you do have a whole hell of a lot of it. And Lawrence is about to go on a whole tangent about how he's had to dig
So
in.
does
and
this count
organize
as a
it.
rant?
Yes,
If Lawrence
100%.
does this?
100%.
But there is
We're
no
not-
bingo.
No, there's not bingo this week.
All right, go rant on.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So the first 8 hours of working on sorting of this was pretty fun, actually. And then again, like I will throw out the Dwarven Forge stuff, especially the Dwarvenite, the details. They have tiny little lights, so you can actually customize out your caverns as far as if they have torches and all kinds of stuff was awesome. Now, the forest took us a minute because if you didn't know, Alphinius decided at some point, like, what if we just had enough forest for the entire vendor hall of Gen Con? And I'm going to calculate it up. Okay. There's basically one entire bin of 6x6 floor pieces for forest. Like, I mean, it's insane. So we thought that was going to be the rough, but then we got into the Underdome. And the
Mhm.
thing about the Underdome is that there's about 300 different individualized pieces for any cavern setup that you could possibly ever want. And Alphinius is like, well, I guess I need 2 of each.
I backed the Kickstarter.
Several times, apparently.
Oh my God.
And so we're actually not even done with the Underdome because he was like, dude, you got to get out of my house. It's 1 a.m. And we're like, yeah, we'll close up. He's like, I have an alarm. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you live in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't
I
know. what
have
you
to
need
have an alarm because someone might come in and try to steal my
Oh, your
Dwarven
Dwarven
Forge.
Forge. Oh, yeah. And then the following day when I went back with Ead, I was like, oh, we need to finish up the Underdome. And I just couldn't bring myself to it. And so we did this other stuff. But the real goal is that we're going to have it sorted out into bins, and then the bins are going to be sub-sorted. We use gallon plastic bags. So if you're helping us set up the dungeon show and stuff like that, it should really help us be able to set it up faster. And then the teardown should just be like, hey, just put like items together. You'll get them back in the bags and stuff. And so hopefully it'll be a little bit faster. And then for us, just kind of keeping track of it all and stuff.
I'm excited for the game show. It's coming up, right? Pretty soon.
You do realize for the amount of work that I'm putting in getting this organized, you're gonna have to up your dungeon game.
I don't have to. My dungeon game is off the hook. The real thing I got to do is buy you dinner. That's what I think.
That too.
Oh my
That too.
gosh.
All right, I'll let you guys go back now that I'm done with my Dwarven Forge rant. It is amazing. Can't wait to go over and see Stefan. And then you know what okay, so the other insult to injury, as I'm trying to like do this and try to be meticulous about it, is that then Stefano posts up a picture of how he transports his stuff. And all it is like wicker baskets and luggage. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, oh.
Well, the thing is, here's the deal. Belinda just put up Mandy posted Belinda's thing. Post that back up because
going
as you were talking, Lawrence,
Mhm.
as you were talking, right there, that's it, right there.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Mhm.
in my mind, and Belinda, we are right there.
No, we're not
Would it
throwing a
not be
con.
Amazing. No,
We're
no,
not
no,
throwing
no,
a
just-
con.
No, not throwing a con. Just
Okay.
slow down. Just listen. What if we got together with our friends at Dwarven Forge
Mhm.
and a few of us who are crazy Dwarven Forgeites? Now, we'd have to be careful because we'd have to set it up so everybody's in sections so we didn't mix up anybody's stuff.
Yeah.
And we got a big ass room
Mhm.
at Gen Con and we made the hugest dungeon terrain ever
Guinness Book of World
We
Records.
have
and break the record.
okay.
There has to be a record. And if there's not a record, we set the record. Come on, Belinda.
We are going to
No, that
Okay.
would be amazing.
We don't have to do it this Gen Con, Mandy, but it is a cool idea.
I think if we plan it, this Gen Con is too soon. They have to have a room. The damn thing's gonna have to be set up the whole time because people are gonna want. I think we sell tickets for it so people can come in. We give the money to charity.
Here's the
So
deal.
everybody who comes in and wait, Mandy, just stop saying no. Just listen. We do tickets for charity, right? And also to reward the people who are watching.
Sure.
So we pay the people who are watching out of the proceeds and give the rest to charity, right? And the bill. Can you imagine?
I think it'd be cool.
Can you imagine a floor, right? Not a table. Well, it probably has to be
Belinda,
on
what have you done? What have you
the-
done?
No, I was already
What have you
there.
done?
It's a
I
cool
was
idea.
It's not
already
happening.
there.
You could have
No.
little prizes for people's different sections.
Stop feeding into this, Chet. Stop.
No, Chet, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
No, emotionally, I cannot handle it. I will quit. I will quit.
Not this Gen Con, Mandy. Next Gen Con.
We have so much going on already at Gen Con. We
Next-
have hundreds of events that we are running,
listen,
including 3 mega events.
Look at
And
her.
we have to sell our Gooey Cube stuff.
Does she have a vein? Is that a vein? Is that a vein popping
So
out?
2026 then.
2026, camera Mandy.
It's a legit cool idea. We
It's-
need to
it's-
figure out the logistics. We need to figure out how to
Absolutely.
make sure people aren't going to lose their stuff.
Yes.
And Mandy wants you to figure it out without her, though.
Yes, we'll put we will put an exploratory committee together.
Well, now it's
All
just
right.
turned into 2028.
Well-
Can I just say this? No, let's just ask this. Chet, you agree it's a good idea? Just say it. It's
Um,
okay.
Say it, Chet. Don't say
um,
it, Chet.
Don't be intimidated.
Don't
by her.
say
Look at her. Look at her using all her intimidation skills.
What is it when you don't cast your vote in Congress? Abstain, yeah.
Okay, Lawrence, you agree it's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea. Again, Mandy has fair.
What is
points.
what
She
does
does
the
have fair
audience
points.
think? What does
That's
the
what I was
audience
going to
think?
ask. I want the chat. Throw it up there if you think that's a good idea.
What do you
Can
think,
imagine-
Portholis? What do
No,
you think,
yeah,
Dave Benavides?
Portholis.
I would be more
Portholis.
okay. So Pee Wee Woo says Gary Con is a better idea than Gen Con, and I would be more okay with this idea at Gary Con where it's more.
They've got to have the room. This is the
Ah.
issue. The room has got to be big enough. Because, Mandy, I'm thinking when you ponder this for a minute, when you ponder how big it really could be, I mean, it could be 20, 30, 40 tables. When you put them all together and you put all of that stuff, and can you imagine how much fun with all the different terrain features and all the things and all the miniatures? People be taking pictures, and we could raise a ton of money for
You could
charity.
have a drone fly over the whole
Dude.
thing. Yeah, here we go now. Yeah, all the way around the
uh,
trains.
That's dude.
I think the
Lawrence?
audience is mixed because
That's only because they love you, Camera Mandy. They would all
this
be
is
like,
exactly
"Go,
right.
go,
Is
go,
the
it's
terrain
for
idea
you."
more important than Mandy? Mandy's sanity too. So, oh my gosh, Lawrence is not losing his mind. He's feeding into this. He loves big ideas like this.
Okay, first of all, but between the two of us, though, Mandy, when it comes to meticulous planning, I had a 3-page checklist just to come out to this small event. So, like, I understand your concerns. It's a cool idea. We need
Here's
to
the
figure
thing.
out all
And
the
we
logistics.
have to talk to our friends at Dwarven
Yes.
Forge. We have to talk to our friends at.
We're not
Minton.
doing this, guys. Okay, listen. First off, calm down. Calm down.
Mhm.
I'm going to give a piece of advice to anyone who wants to start a D&D company. Keep it simple, stupid. So, KISS. Do not go overboard. Do not do these big ideas because you can't do everything. You can do what you are very good at, which is making beautiful modules and adventures. That is what we do.
All right. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop this conversation.
Because I'm about
And
to
you
like
and I will
pass
talk-
out
and
from
you
heart
and I-
failure.
that's true.
And you and I will discuss this offline.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, if you're in the chat and you're
If
watching,
Lawrence gets fired in like the next 2 weeks, y'all will know why.
so listen,
I'll
y'all.
fire my brother.
If you are interested-
You're welcome to try.
If you are interested, if you're in the chat and you're interested in possibly being a part of this exploratory committee,
Oh
send
my
an
gosh.
email. Send an email to, is it Sir Gooey Lawrence or just Gooey Lawrence? Or just
Oh.
Gooey? Send an email to lawrence@gooeycube.com because maybe this just might happen.
in a very well planned
Yes,
and
yes.
not thrown together.
Yes.
And not, in a very meticulous and making sure that it's something that we can handle. There's a balance to it.
Yes. I agree.
We have a Greenwood Kickstarter coming up.
Look, she's got
another-
a game.
Another tube of guys, those need meticulous planning first.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's Chris,
don't
it's
worry,
Chris
Mandy. I'm on
Williams.
top of it.
Come here, Chris.
Trust me. I'm
So-
aware of all the projects we have.
So you all don't know this, but Chris worked here at Games and Stuff for
Hey,
many
Chris.
years.
Hey, Mandy. How are you?
Let me grab the picture.
One device.
One device, yes.
So just real quick while we're talking, don't leave, Lauren, stay. So just while we're talking, so Chris and I have known each other since, I don't know, Chris, I was 17, 16, something like that. When we started 17, does that sound about right? 18,
About
17?
45 years.
Yeah, 45 years.
Yeah.
So Chris and I played in California together at the same table for 3 decades almost, right, Chris?
Yep.
Two and a half decades.
Yeah.
And then Chris moved and broke all our hearts.
Oh, you're the one that moved.
I thought, well, I thought you moved right at the same time I was. Didn't you move at the same time, pretty
Nope,
much?
You left.
I was
for
the first-
Colorado
I was
like a
the-
year. So you were
Oh
the
yeah,
first.
so I was the first leaver. But
Ha!
well, it's all my fault. So I left and broke my own heart. So we played together for so long, and Chris was magnificent. And we have a portrait of Chris of Trent, and Trent was one of the original characters, Trenton Sesrin.
Trenton Sesrin.
Sesrin Dale. Yes, we had all kinds of interesting things going on. So Christopher, tell us a little bit about games and stuff, just real quick, because we got to go to Chet's heart. But tell us, because you know so much about this.
All right. So the store originally was founded in 2000, so 25 years. It's easy to remember because January 1st is when they opened. They've had 3 different physical locations. This is the 3rd and biggest. It's the 2nd largest game store in America, and certainly the largest on the Eastern Seaboard. You name it, they've pretty much got it. They back all kinds of Kickstarters, so there's all kinds of stuff you can get, different bundles through them. They have a web store. If you're not, local to them, check them out online. If your local store doesn't have it, these guys probably do.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, in the community area is fantastic. It's where we're going to do. It's big enough for us to do the game show and still have all these other tables where people can still be playing. And they're doing painting out there. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, Christopher,
It's great
much
seeing you,
love. Good to
Chris.
see you.
Good
Are
to
we
see
seeing
you.
Gen Con?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Where we will not be doing a giant Dwarven Forge
Not
dungeon.
Not in 2025, because that would be unreasonable.
Yes, but
You know what? I got the
2020
sweetest text from Austin because Austin is watching this right now,
Yeah.
and he saw me about to pop a blood vessel in my brain, and he's
So let's just ask Chris what he thinks. So, Chris, you weren't here.
no.
So we had this idea that just came
No.
up, and Belinda Bennett, who was in the chat, and I had the same thing at the exact same time. 2026 Gen Con. We get a room, okay?
Yeah.
We put in 30, 20, 50 tables,
Okay.
cover them with beautiful black cloth, and put the entire thing a massive dungeon forest, right? Elevation, right? All working with Dwarven Forge.
Oh,
We charge-
people would
we-
eat that up.
Yes, we charge people to come inside. We pay the people who are watching because they're going to be watching this stuff, right? So they're kind of like our game masters.
Sure.
And then we give the rest to charity. So we help out a charitable event. And then Chet says we get to drone and we do drone footage
Oh,
and flyovers. Dude, is it a great idea?
It's a great idea.
Don't you think
if
Stefan
Gen
is
Con
gonna-
will allow you to have a drone in the room? That
As long as there's no one else in there, I think it would be fine. Except for the drone pilot, I think that would be fine because then
Oh,
you're not
okay.
putting anyone at risk.
Sure.
Right.
You gotta get some cool footage.
Well, yeah. That
Okay,
sounds amazing.
you heard it here. Chris Williams agrees and endorses the 2026 secret plan Dwarven Forge Gooey Cube massive build.
And
Yes.
let's face it, what I approve happens because I'm the one that originally approved Red Star Rising, and if I hadn't have told him to go ahead with it, we wouldn't be
Yeah,
here.
it's all Chris's fault. It's
It
all
is.
my
It
fault.
is really true because I
All my
sent.
fault.
So I sent Chris the first manuscript, and I said, Chris, tell me the truth and don't lie to
have
me.
the prototype at home.
Yeah, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me because I'm about to spend a lot of money. And Chris said it's really good, Kim. Yes, that's
Aw.
what he said.
Well,
I
thanks.
think you owe Mandy a dinner just
I-
mentioning this.
I do kind of agree that she's turning red. She is turning.
She is scarlet red.
The stress is real. Right?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about something that makes me happy, which is this portrait.
All right, get out of here,
All
Chris.
right.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
JC, magnificent.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It is a wonderful, strong, amazing portrait. And I love Yesik.
Yeah.
I love the story of Yesik. So this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
JC's portrait. And I just like love the badass tattoo, the sword, and just like the pose. It's wonderful.
Just
So
her look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fierce.
Yeah,
Fierce.
so Benjo did this one. So
Yeah.
Benjo's a really good portrait artist and does a very nice job in that regard. And did this one for JC
Yeah.
and who's really Casey, but we anyway.
Yeah.
JC is really Casey. So anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's the way it works. Anyway, but magnificent, absolutely. What's next, Camera Mendy?
I think that's all of our social media for today.
Okay,
So
we have
I've
to
never
talk about-
been so stressed over social media before. So we might just take that little segment out of Good Morning Zyathé from now on. So anyway, I'm okay emotionally. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I want to say, Camera Mendy, Chet. I mean, seriously, think about that. I mean, it would be so. I mean, because remember, Dwarven Forge has the waterfalls, and I mean, you could go.
If
up
you
and
got
down.
Stefan as a major
Oh, he'll
part
step
of
in.
it,
Oh, he'll
yeah,
step
as a
in.
major part of it,
Nate and Stefan will do
and
it.
organizers that are not just yourself.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And
yeah.
we get, and honestly, what we do is we get Dwarven Forge because it will help them, and we
Yeah,
love them,
yeah.
right? We get
Oh my
Dwarven Forge,
gosh.
and then no, just listen, man.
I
just
don't
listen.
like you doing this. Okay, it seemed like a joke, but the more that you go into this, the more that I think you're actually thinking about doing this, and it is genuinely causing me anxiety. So
2026.
you don't plan the events. You do not, and neither does Lawrence. Lawrence plans the booth.
2026.
Do you know who plans the events?
I
Me,
know.
Casey, Matt,
I
Whit,
know.
and Mark. So
But I have a strategy so that it might not even affect you guys.
So let's move on to the next subject.
So, Chet, now that we don't have Mandy around anymore,
Yes.
let's talk about building a massive dungeon. Anyway, so y'all, we're great to have Chet here with us. We're going to share some of his artwork. We're going to talk to him about some of the stuff because Chet's done some wonderful things for us. So
yeah.
we're gonna show Mandy did a wonderful job of going onto the website and just grabbed a bunch of things. So tell us as we go through. Just first of all, tell us how this whole thing began. How did you begin being?
So-
Oh, look, she has arisen.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I just want to be clear. This art, people have seen it like a bunch of times before because it's the same art that we use for all of our Wheel of Shenanigans. It's the one that because you've been on our show before, so you've sent me all this art before, and I just keep it on my computer for when I need it handy.
Oh,
So
excellent. Okay.
yes,
Well, I'll have to send you all new stuff then.
yes.
Yeah, we need some new stuff. Because
Yeah.
like, do you have the Mornwood on there, Camera Mandy? Do you have
No, this is all from probably sent it over a year ago. So,
Oh, you need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, it was
and people in the
May-
chat are being very kind. They're like, "Mandy down,
It was May of 2023.
stop breaking Mandy."
There's a Mandy down. A
I
Mandy
got all the
down.
feels for Mandy right now.
So Kim will be hiring a new assistant because she has left the show.
Mandy's not going anywhere. She loved it.
Okay.
Oh, this coffee is really getting cold.
Yeah.
I mean, there's iced coffee and then there's hot coffee and then there's this thing in between. Anyway, all right, tell us about this.
Okay. So
Well, I mean,
this-
more talk about you, and I'll just show art. Talk about
Okay,
what.
All right,
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
good. Okay, how did all the things start?
So I've been an artist my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. Actually, I was developmentally slow. I didn't actually start talking until I was almost 4 years old. I didn't start walking until I was 3. I just was slow. And I used to draw as a form of communication, and people encouraged it my whole life. So I think that's one of the reasons I took the path of an artist. And so I've been doing it professionally for about 12 years. I was doing it part-time. And then there were circumstances where I had to leave my job and take care of my parents as a primary care provider. And at that point, I was like, well, if I'm going to do this professionally, I've got to do it now because I got to make money and support myself. And so I've been doing this for about 7 years now professionally. And I've met great people like Alphinius and Mandy. And I go to a lot of different cons. I get a lot of opportunities for free vending tables and stuff. I do a lot of different artwork for different conventions. Like I was just in Page, Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo in outside Philadelphia. It was a great experience. all different cons. I've been invited to Genghis Con, which is your local con, which is great.
And we're disappointed you aren't coming. Yes,
So
all of us
it's
are
on
frustrated.
it's on the same weekend as Total Con, which is my local con, or sort of my local con. It's the con I first showed at. It's the very first con I went to as a player, playing games and stuff. So really what I'll do is, if it's always on the same weekend, it's not always every year, but if it is, I'll alternate between the two. And then if Donnie and Andrea will have me again, I will come back.
They think the world of you. I know this. Anyways, everyone enjoying this marvelous. So
Is this the same adventuring party as the one with the cube? Or is this a different adventuring party?
No, actually, no. I did this for R. Scott Taylor, who does the Folio series, and this was he wrote his own little adventures and did covers for them when he was like 8 or 9 years old, and he asked me to do the covers, and he actually published them now that he's in his older age. And so this is one of the covers. I think it was the Frozen Sea of Death or something. A very old, kid's name kind of adventure name. But it was, this was fun.
Well, as I've told you many times, what I love about Chet's work is that it just has all these little details and all these little secrets and this wonderful whimsy, and just so it's compositionally magnificent and all like this. This is just magnificent.
So I saw a comment, if Chet comes out with a coloring book. So I actually have a huge cult following in coloring books. So I can put up a link later for my website. I also sell coloring books on Etsy and Amazon. If you put my name in search engine, Chet Minton, you'll be able to find those. I do digital coloring books, so you can download them and print them on your own paper, or I do the physical copy books, which you can order as well.
So wait a minute, I have to check this with you, Chet.
Yes.
You just said you were a cult leader. Is that what you just told me?
So yes, but no snails are involved at all.
Except for the one that you already created.
Actually,
whatever, cameraman.
Actually, I have a gnome book, and there's a lot of snails in that one. Actually, I used to draw snails all the time before Goo became a cult hit. Yes. So
I just want to know, there's no nefarious practices with your cult, is there? There's no.
So yeah. Just like in D&D, we summon demons and we color pictures together.
And you don't remove people's livers or
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No. It's a PC group. Oh, here's one.
Oh, there's one right there.
This is one of the demons that stopped by.
This is Fred.
I actually did this for Luke Gygax for the Horde module, which came out as a Gary Con module by Chris Clark and Luke Gygax. That was Gary Con 12. This is a Nosferatu. I'll have to send the color version of this because it's really good.
Yeah, just send me a folder with a bunch of new stuff and I'll refresh.
Sure.
Yeah.
I did this for Carlos Lysing for Castle Entertainment. I did artwork for him for many years for his Patreon. And I am a huge otter freak, if you don't know that already. I'm a huge animal freak. And he said, hey, let's do something with otters. And so I really, it was great to have, the bard playing the instrument and then have all the animals checking it out and coming in to enjoy it. Yeah.
So if I can go off on a tangent, not like I'd stay with the otters there, cameraman. So in my youth, when I just got old enough to do it, which you had to be 13 to get certified to be a scuba diver.
Oh,
okay. My friend Brent and I went and got certified to be scuba divers, and we would dive in Monterey Bay in California all the time. And Monterey Bay had this wonderful population of sea otters.
Oh, that's great.
But they were very timid.
Yeah.
But one day we were diving and we were spearfishing. And this one otter just kept coming closer and closer. No, didn't feed it or anything like that. Just kept coming closer and
want to
closer.
check you out.
And really, got literally right up in front of my mask like this. And that was just so unusual, but they are wonderful creatures.
That is what I'm going to do if you try to go forward with the Dwarven Forge idea.
You're going to get right in his face?
Right in his face.
Don't worry, cameraman. It's going to be okay.
So Terrain Con coming in 2026.
Terrain Con. Ooh, Chet Minton.
Belinda put that up. That was her idea.
Oh, that was Belinda put that up. Okay, Belinda. Yes, you are running afoul of cameraman right now, Belinda, but it's okay.
Belinda could do very little, but she is on my list now. No, I'm just kidding. I love Belinda.
I'm not sure if she has the cat looking into the dragon's eye, but that's another popular one. Yeah.
Let's see. We'll keep going.
So again, so it's just this is what I'm talking about, right? Because what I love is all this little the extras.
Yeah.
You know, the composition is beautiful. It's obviously your choice and use of color is awesome. But it's all the little touches. It's
Is
like
this all digital art? Do you start?
So I do a traditional pencil and ink,
Uh-huh.
and then depending what I feel like doing or what the client wants, I'll either do watercolors or Copic markers, or I'll do digital color. I almost always do digital color now, just because it's so forgiving and it's easy to change things or do variations. That last one there, Circasso, this is my most popular piece I have ever done. Almost every show, I was telling you about this already. Almost every show I go, I almost sell out of all the prints. I put them in coloring books now, and I'm actually working on a graphic novel with him as the main character.
Aw.
Because everybody's like, what's his story? Do you have children's books? Do you have coloring books, comic books?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm missing the boat if I don't.
yeah, no, absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
And Circasso is a great name.
Yes.
Name, I know it is really good.
And you know, I'm
Yeah.
a name guy,
Yeah.
right? I like all. I like.
And that
names.
was Henrietta, his main chicken.
He's got a name. He's got a side chicken.
So when the story starts out, he's a squire and he's not a knight yet, and he goes on several adventures, and it's basically a coming of age story about Queso.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of flashbacks to when he's a little baby and he's an
Oh.
orphan. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
So you're
So-
a writer and an artist, like
so I've actually been
artist in many
working
ways.
doing stuff in comic books lately. For some reason, I've been doing a few things for horror comics, which is not really my thing, but it just happened to work out for me. So, and I just did for Frog God Games. They have zines coming out this month, the Kickstarter, and I did one-page comics in each of their 4 zines, and that'll be an ongoing story written by Skeeter Green and then illustrated by myself.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
So what was the one before? That's the Fool? Look at that.
So that's based on the original tarot cards. So I'm working on a whole series that is called Mouselander.
Look,
Mouselander.
there's a snail.
There is a snail. Yes, right on the mushroom. Yes.
See, there's the
they're
Fool.
there.
There's the
They're-
Fool.
they're yeah. Yeah. He's not the fool, but the
Yeah, I
snail
get
is
it, I get
it.
the magician. This is one of my favorite.
Oh, this one. I love this one
Okay. Yes.
with the.
So,
You have a thing for mice.
yes, I do. So this is the mischief of magic.
Mhm.
And they are attracted to his magical powers, and he has no idea why. Of course, he's smoking a good pipe of,
Something.
some Toby,
Old Toby.
yeah.
Old Toby.
Yeah. And so obviously the mice are checking him all out.
What is it? Saruman said, "Your love of the halfling leaf has
Yes.
addled your mind."
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we're running up against the clock because we're already at
Okay.
11:03. So I have one question for you before we go. How do you think your art has adapted over the years?
Adapted?
Yeah, like how has it changed?
I
Or do you
think
think you?
I used to be more serious with my art, and it was probably like juvenile, teenage, male violence kind of art. And I've actually learned to embrace a more whimsical, playful style. I obviously love doing animal adventures. The anthropomorphic animals are one of my favorites. And I'm still able to do some Dungeons and Dragons type things. The serious dungeon crawling characters. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Chet,
right.
you're such a great friend to Gooey Cube.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys.
I love you ish right now.
Well, I
Because
was gonna say, do you still love me?
Yeah.
Don't worry. She'll get over it. Once the idea kind of goes inside of her, because here's what's gonna happen. So first she's gonna be all grumpy, right? And this is gonna happen for a
Yes.
few weeks. Then the idea is gonna start coming to her. She's gonna start thinking her creativity, the creative wheels
Yes.
are gonna begin to turn.
Yeah.
And she's gonna start thinking about how can that be a videography? How can we actually do a whole
Mm-mm.
a video about it and write a documentary kind of thing about the hugest dungeon build ever?
Yes.
And all this stuff is going to start percolating, and all of a sudden her creativity is going to overtake her grumpiness.
From a film point of view, you could do the before, the
Oh,
setting
dude,
up, the
yes.
interviews beforehand,
Yes.
at the making, filming people, putting it
Yes.
together, and then questioning people as they see it
Yes.
in the audience, and
Yes.
there's a lot you could do. So she's not going to kill me yet, only because I got her a hat.
I'm
so,
telling you, it's coming.
Yeah.
This is I know how she is, the percolation.
so Alphinius believes if you say something 7 times, it will become reality.
So in the advertising,
What he doesn't know, or what he does know, he knows we're basically the same person. So
you're just cuter than I am, cameraman.
sometimes I'll just get dragged along for the ride, which is, what it is. Anyway, in the advertising industry, yes, go ahead.
Repeated messages
Messaging,
over and
yes.
over affect behavior. Right.
Mhm.
This is what's called brainwashing. This is why the thing called in the advertising business frequency,
Yes.
which is how often the average person who is listening to your message hears it. The frequency matters. More frequent is better.
Yeah.
Repeated
Mike is
messages.
the one who told me 7 times. It's
7 times,
usually-
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Listen, if you the average frequency you want is about 3 to 4. That's the average
Okay.
frequency. But 7 is absolutely sort of the number. Once
Okay.
you've heard it 7 times, right? Because just because your average is 3.5, right? That's over a whole audience.
Yeah.
So someone out here could hear it 10 or 12 times.
Sure.
Someone down here could only hear it once. So if you hit 3.5 or so to 4, then you're pretty much getting the key of your audience to hear it at that starting at that 6, 7 times. It's good. It's good. Anyway, Cameramendi, is that all we want to do today? Is there anything from the chat?
They're just all joking about my brain exploding.
Percolation.
Well,
And,
although
yeah.
I'm not going to be able to attend, everyone that goes to Genghis Khan, have a
Yeah.
great time.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
Yeah,
Con!
Con.
I know. Yes, 2 weeks from now we will be there, which isn't. It's fine. I'm not stressed about that at all either. We're just entering con
there's gonna be a
season.
huge
It's all
number of
good.
Gooey people there.
It's all
gonna be
good.
magnificent.
Feel
Yes.
great.
In fact, I think, you know what? We could do a mini Dwarven Forge build at Genghis Khan. Is Donnie in the chat?
In 2026.
No. Just coming up. We'll just do it. We'll
We
figure
do
it
a
out.
mini. We do a mini Dwarven Forge build. It is called the Great Gooey Dungeon Game Show. Literally, that is what it is. Anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting high pitched and shrieky.
Look at that vein. She's got that vein.
It's actually splitting off into other veins.
All right, I guess we're gonna go out here. Paul wasn't able to make it. He's probably still doing trivia, which is totally
Yeah.
fine. But we were hoping to have Paul come in and say hello from games and stuff. But we are having a wonderful time in Maryland. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Chet.
Thank
was
you. Thank you
wonderful.
for having me. And
No.
shout out to David Benavides and Rick Moore, who is Portholus.
Portholus.
Yes.
Portholus.
I think he said that he's sending me chocolate. So
Oh.
Alphinius should be sending you chocolate.
No, I'm exercising her creative muscles. This is what I'm doing.
oh
Right?
my
It's exercise.
god.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. This is going to happen. For right now, she's going to be frustrated with me, but then over time, because she is so creative, it's going to begin to percolate, and she's going to start thinking, "Shit, that's a really good idea."
As they said in the Army, conflict builds character.
Yes.
I mean, I do agree with that, honestly. That is basically the core of my relationship with Alphinius, and it's okay. So
I love you dearly, cameraman. My
Yes.
friends, we're going to let you go. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for always being a part of this and for supporting us. And I can't wait for you to, hopefully all of you who supported the Kickstarter have gotten your Tomb of Guys and Gax adventures. We worked very hard on that, and I think it is special. And I hope that those of you who have gotten it, have had a chance to read it, are finding the same. Cameramendi, is there anything other quick little announcements we need to make sure we cover? Are we good?
there's one thing about Gen Con that does not have to do with Dwarven Forge, which is that badge sales are going on sale on Sunday. And if
Yes.
you're game mastering for us, you will get, if you're doing a full time, which is 20 hours of game mastering, you will get your badge for free. But we don't get our badge allotment until May, which means that you will need to purchase your badge if you want to get into the housing lottery on Sunday. And so you will get refunded for your badge in May when we get the GM badge allotment.
And
So
Mandy, we sent an email to all our GMs. Everyone knows
Yes.
this, so they can. 'Cause this is
I
really
did, yes.
important.
We did send out an email. I just want to make sure that anyone here who's even considering game mastering for us knows that in order to get into the housing lottery, which I just booked houses yesterday for our crew, and it was already pretty crazy. So I imagine they're going to have another banner year this year, even
Yeah,
bigger
it's
than
gonna
last year
be- it-
potentially.
It's going to be packed.
Yeah.
It's going to be packed.
Yes.
And we're very, very excited about Genghis Khan and Donnie and Andrea and the wonderful convention that they do, which we will miss you at.
Yes, I'm sorry. I
That's-
failed you again.
No, you didn't, because you're going to your home con and the first one that you ever showed at, and all that is wonderful.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else, Camera Mandy, we need to make sure people are aware of? We good?
I think we're good. Although my brain is a little scattered at the moment. So
Yes, what's
I'll
happening
post
is
it in.
she's beginning
I'll
to think
post it in
about
the.
massive bid. What's happening is she's like, oh my God, I would look great on camera. Yes.
You know who you do this with Joe Adams. Joe Adams is the one who you need to talk to about this.
Joe would be perfect.
He would
And then
lose
we get-
it over
we get
this.
Stefano in there. No, do you know who also? Jeff Hall, who I did not know. Jeff Hall, right here at Games and Stuff, is a terrain. Look at, she just passed out again.
Tons
There's
of shelves of
Tons
terrain.
Yes, tons. He's a terrain. I mean, it wouldn't take that many of us.
He
If
should
Dwarven
change the name
is-
to Games and Terrain.
Yes. Well, seriously, no, think about it though. Stefano, right? And
Yep.
Nate.
Yep.
They
Okay.
obviously have huge amounts of stuff. Me, Jeff, right? Joe, a couple of others, and you've got probably a half acre of
couple,
terrain.
yeah, a couple posts by Stefan and yourself. I'm sure you can find plenty of people to come with their terrain.
And I think people would love it. I think if it's big enough and magnificent enough, and we do what
Yeah.
in my mind's
Yeah.
eye I can see, I think you'd have 5,000 people, 10,000 people in Gen
Yeah.
Con walk
Yeah.
through to see it and
Yeah.
take pictures of it and
Yeah.
be a part of it and get some money for charity.
Get $1 or something from
Yes,
everybody.
yes.
Yeah.
Take care of the people who
Yeah.
are watching it,
Yeah.
and then give the rest
Yeah.
to charity.
So if you guys ever want to see how Gooey Cube is developed, watch this episode again and then apply it to every one of our products. That's how it happens.
Why hasn't this come out yet? Well, we're making more products as we talk. Without
Anyway.
finishing the other ones.
Well, it's just one now. It's just the Gloom port. Once we're done with the Gloom port, I've caught it up. But to all the people who supported that first Kickstarter, we could never have done this without them. That's
Mhm.
you. I think you were part of that. But I know that there was many people who supported us and still support us to this day, and they're still waiting on Gloomport, and they've no complaints. They've been so kind to us, and hopefully they've been rewarded, because the cost of a Darkenhaven box has run close to $200, and I think they all got them for $100. How's
You
that for
guys
a
are
deal?
very good at communicating and telling people how you're moving along, this and this. And so you just didn't disappear like some of those Kickstarters that I've had
Yeah.
where you never hear from them again.
Yeah, I had one. There was one that was big, and they raised a lot of money in that, and they got goofy. Anyway,
Yes.
I guess that's it. We can let the people get out of here.
Yes.
So, anything else, Camera Mindy? We good?
Good. Ish.
All right. Put your feet up. Relax. a
I
couple
know.
aspirin or something.
Yeah, have a beer.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Have your husband massage your leg.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're here. All right, just before we go, this is
Oh my
magnificent.
goodness.
So this is Paul,
Hello.
Hi,
and
Paul.
Paul is the owner of this magnificent store,
Hi.
and this is Games and Stuff. Yes.
This is Games and Stuff.
So
Says so on the shirt.
25 years ago,
25 years ago.
there was a.
Nah, it wasn't me.
No,
25 years ago, there was a store that was a tiny little card shop that got bought by the original owner and turned it into a full-fledged game store. I took over running it full-time in 2010 and slowly kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's real big.
The second largest. in
There's
this
only
United States.
one other store in the country. Well, there's only one other store in North America that's bigger than this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Ponder
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
And your website?
Gamesandstuff.com.
Is there
Yeah.
an N or is it N?
It's and spell it all out.
G-A-M-E-N?
Gamesandstuff.com.
Mandy's going to put that in the chat right there. And
Awesome.
they have
Oh.
a wonderful online store. And I think is the deals on the online store too as well, or just in the shop?
No, that's in store.
Oh,
only
so
for
the
for
only
today's event.
deal
Yeah,
is
yeah.
there's a pretty good deal. You can get some.
It is worth coming out here to see the actual store, and it's just it's a pleasure to walk through and see all
It's
these games and
If you ever get a layover at BWI, we are 15 minutes from BWI.
It's true.
Ah.
Right? Quite a few people that live nowhere near here that stop by a couple times a year.
I'm
Every time
gonna-
they're stuck at the airport for a
Paul,
few
I
hours.
want to tell you something. So we came over on Friday night with Jeff, right?
Yep.
And walked through, and the Magic the Gathering thing was crazy, right?
Oh, it was a
Because-
pre-release. It was pre-release,
pre-release.
for Aether Drift this weekend. Yep.
Yes, and there was. I mean, their community room is magnificent, right? So that how many? I mean, you can have.
Without rearranging anything, we can seat about 120 Magic players and then still have 10 full-size miniature game tabletops.
Wow. Yeah. So if you lived in the area, this is the place to play without a
That's
question,
awesome.
right? And then the retail space. I mean, you have pretty much. I mean, if you can't find it here, it probably doesn't exist for the most part. Yes.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, I mean, we've got the retail space is 14,000 square feet, which I think is the largest sales floor.
It's like a damn Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah. This was a Home Goods.
Oh, so it was.
Yeah, and now it's all games.
So I noticed there was another space next door. I mean, why don't you just take over that too?
I have so many things I want to get done here. Like there are so many improvements waiting to be done in this space. It's a gigantic project.
What do you think about having a huge terrain con
Oh my god.
convention?
So yes, so Paul, what do you think about this? So
I would-
we go to Gen Con, okay?
Yep.
Games and stuff, along with perhaps Dwarven Forge and a couple of others, sponsors the Great Gooey Dungeon build. And we get a room at Gen Con and we build the biggest Dwarven Forge terrain miniature dungeon thing that's ever been built, set a world record, right? And let people come through. We charge a little bit of money to take care of the people who are watching it, and we give the rest to charity.
I mean,
Wouldn't that be marvelous?
yeah, I love that idea.
Camera Mendy. Mendy's got a vein popping out of her head. Right? Anyway, Paul, thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
sure.
No, it's been
Paul,
magnificent.
just know that I'm so excited to see you. I know my face is like weird because they just came up with this idea on the stream and they're really pressing it hard. But I'm really grateful that you invited Alphinius and the crew out, and I know they're having a great time.
Oh my
already.
goodness. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah, I'm so glad they managed to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
we've
be
been trying to
awesome.
make something happen for years, I think. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
and
That's
some
all.
of our stuff is selling, which I'm very happy about. That's magnificent.
I mean,
So,
at the end of the day, trying to sell some stuff so you can make more stuff, so you can sell more stuff, and everybody can make a living
that's what we try
talking
to do.
about
Yes.
dragons and goblins. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna let Paul go because he's got a bunch of people here. Do you want to
Way
say
to go,
anything
glad
else
hand.
before you go?
Yeah, thank you, Jakiri42. I appreciate you
Bye,
buying
Paul.
that print.
Paul, thank you.
She mentioned she bought one of my prints, so
Yeah,
thank
man.
you.
Yes.
Oh, you are dear. Somebody bought one of your prints?
Jakiri, my glasses, I can barely read.
I
the
believe that
screen.
is Ken Anderson. So
And you are marvelous. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. We kept everybody too long. We get to go. All right.
Mhm.
So are you ready to give the line?
Which line?
May all your adventures.
Be sticky.
Ha ha!
Ah!
Bye.